Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda So we're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, second chapter, text 60. Vous comprenez anglais? You understand English?
Yes.
Qui comprend pas anglais? I think you understand English, all of you, right? Yeah?
Obviously.
So you can skip the translation. So please repeat after me. We have the verse here on the board. Maybe some new people are here. We repeat one line. I say one line and you repeat after me. This is Bengali. My wife will correct us. She's from Calcutta. She will just laugh at me. Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihar
Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihar
Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihar E Artha na jane murkha artha karyar Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihara E Artha na jani murkha artha karyar Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihara E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihara E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihara
E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara
E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara
Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihara
Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihara
E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara
E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara. From the ladies section.
Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihar
Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihar E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara. And the real Brahma Atma Bhagavan Krishnara Vihar E Artha na jani murkha artha karyara. That was the real thing. Yeah, she was just repeating. Because she knows what it means. It's her language. Brahma, impersonal. Brahman, impersonal Brahman. Atma, super soul. Bhagavan, the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishnara, of Lord Krishna. Vihara, manifestations. This. Artha, meaning. Na, not. Jani, knowing. Murka,
Murka,
fools.
fools.
Artha,
Artha,
meaning.
meaning.
Kare,
Kare,
make.
make.
Ara,
Ara,
other.
other.
Translation. Not knowing that Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan are all features of Krishna, foolish scholars speculate in various ways. I read a few more verses. Text 61. Avatari Narayana, Krishna avatar, Tenha Chaturbhuja, Inha Manusha Akar. Because Narayan has 4 hands, whereas Krishna looks like a man. They say that Narayan is the original God, whereas Krishna is but an incarnation. Have you heard this before? That Krishna is an incarnation? Have you heard that before?
Yes, yes.
Everywhere it's said like that. Even the Hindus, they say like that. It's said everywhere, but in the scriptures. In the scriptures, it is not said that Krishna is an incarnation. In the scriptures, it is said that Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan. He is Avatari. He is the source of all avatars. He is actually the source of everything. He says in Bhagavad Gita also that from me everything emanates. And he says that I am also the source of the impersonal Brahman. The glaring effulgence, the white light, sometimes we say the white light, the big white light, this is also emanating from Krishna's body. So everywhere in the Vedic scriptures it is stated that Krishna is not an incarnation. He is in the list of Dashavatar in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. There's a list of the 10 principal incarnations of Krishna, and Krishna is in that list, but he is described as Avatari. He is the source of all incarnations. So there are some misunderstandings like that we need to correct. And we can see any dictionary you look up, it will say that Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu. And if you look in Wikipedia also, sometimes if you look up ISKCON, it will say that we believe that Krishna is that he is actually the source of all incarnations. That they write sometimes, that we believe in that. But the actual fact is that we don't believe this. It is the truth. And it's very clear. Krishna is, especially in the Bhagavad Gita, he's very, very clear about himself, who he is. He doesn't make any foggy explanations that you can interpret. It's very, very clear. But still people interpret, because people don't want to accept that Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why don't we want to accept that? Because we want to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Good luck. What is the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? He is the creator of everything you see. He is the proprietor. He is the owner. As Bhakti Swami said, he is the owner of all real estate. You go to a real estate office, you want to buy some property, it's already taken. Krishna is the owner of all real estate. He is also owning us. We belong to him. And he is the supreme enjoyer. That we like, to be the supreme enjoyer. That we want to be. But other things that Krishna does, we cannot do. We want to dance with the gopis, we want to dance with all the young girls, like Krishna does. Maybe you don't want to do that. I'm just speaking for myself. But can we lift Govardhan Hill? Can we lift a mountain with the little finger? She can. Let's see it. So, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he shows his universal form also. Can we show a universal form? So you have to prove that if you want to be God, you have to prove it. You cannot just say, I am God, you are God, we are all God, without any proof. Any fool can say that. But even when Krishna shows his universal form, those who are demons, they still don't accept him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no matter what he does. Just like Krishna showed his universal form to Duryodhana before the Bhagavad Gita, before the battle of Kurukshetra. He was trying to stop the war, he was trying to negotiate the peace. And in Duryodhana's palace, I think, right? He showed his universal form. And Duryodhana, because he's a demon, he said, I'm not very impressed. That's just some magic. So those who are demons, they will never accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, no matter what he does. So his devotees, they just love Krishna for what he is. They don't care so much about him showing some miracle or some magic or something extraordinary. His pure devotees, they simply love Krishna because he is our dear Krishna. He is very attractive, and actually his devotees are more attracted to his intimate pastimes than his, say, Aishwarya Bhav, because Krishna, he is the Supreme Lord. As Narayan, he is managing the whole cosmic universe, and so he's like a supreme manager, and he has a lot of things to manage, but he does it very easily. When we try to manage a little bit, we get so much headache, right? We get so much trouble, so much opposition, and many times everything comes back to us. We have to do many things, even ourselves personally, because this person is not doing his service, this person is not coming on time. So Krishna, he doesn't have that problem. He has many qualified persons, agents, to do all the things that he wants to be done. Actually, Krishna doesn't have to do anything personally. He can just stay in the spiritual world and enjoy life. And simply by his will, everything is going on. So I was just, with this verse, I was just thinking that it's important to point out who is Krishna. And he's not an incarnation of Vishnu. Vishnu is actually, when we speak about Vishnu, we speak about Krishna in the material world, not in the spiritual world. Because there are three Vishnus in the material world, and it's a little bit technical. Krishna is in the spiritual world. He has expansions in the spiritual world, Narayan expansions. Of course, his first expansion is Balaram, see on the altar, his big brother, in the spiritual world. And there are four sets of quadruple expansions. We can say Narayan to make it simple. And it's not until the material world that Vishnu comes. So Vishnu is Krishna's incarnation in the material world. Because in the spiritual world you can see Krishna face to face. He doesn't have to come into our heart and hide himself. He's there. He's very personal. So we leave Krishna. We have left the spiritual world. We have left God. Just like in the Bible, Adam and Eve, they left the paradise. And they were kicked out. I think they were kicked out by an archangel. I don't know who his name was, but they were kicked out because they tasted the fruit, the forbidden fruit. So we can say that we have tasted the forbidden fruit. We want to encroach on Krishna's property. We want to enjoy Krishna's property, right? Is that anyone agree with me or not? Or are you all free from that? I am not. We want to steal Krishna's girlfriends. We want to steal his property. We are criminals. One time there was a Christian, Indian person who was Christian, who said to Prabhupada, how can you worship a God who is an adulterer? You understand that word? Adulterer is someone who is going out with other people's wives because he is dancing with the gopis. Then Krishna says, you are an adulterer. Prabhupada said, not Krishna. Prabhupada said, you are an adulterer. All women belong to Krishna. All women. So he was a pious person. He was married, he had his wife. He was not going outside of marriage to do anything. He was an Indian person, but Christian. Indian Christian. And he was a little bit shocked that Prabhupada would say that. But Prabhupada was defending himself. He was defending Krishna. Yes, this person is actually offending Krishna by saying that. So we have to understand who Krishna is and take the consequence. What is the consequence of understanding who Krishna is? What do you change in your life? It's not just a theoretical kind of knowledge. The consequence of understanding Krishna's position is stated very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says,
You find peacefulness.
That?
You find peace.
That is one thing that comes from that, but that is just like a side product. It's like important, but he says, Bhoktanam yajna tapasam sarvalokam isvaram suriram sarvabhutanam gyatama shanti mrishyate. There's the shanti is there, the peace, you become peaceful. But you understand that three things about Krishna. That he is the enjoyer, he is the proprietor, not just some proprietor, he's the supreme enjoyer and proprietor, and he's your best friend. And if he is the supreme proprietor, you have to engage everything in his service that you have, including your body, mind, and words. You have to please him. He's the enjoyer. He wants to enjoy, so he likes to eat nice food. You have to cook nicely for him. You have to sing nicely for him. He enjoys hearing his own name. What a selfish person! You might say he wants to hear his own name, but that's what he likes to hear, chanting of his own name. And it's not very strange, because we also like that, isn't it? Somebody says Lucha, Lucha. Immediately he's smiling, he's reacting. Somebody is talking about me, and immediately wondering, what are they talking about me about? I hope they're saying something nice. sometimes we are not very happy that we hear somebody talking about us, we are thinking, oh, they may be criticizing me. So we should serve Krishna favorably. Just like in the science of Bhakti Yoga is described in the Nectar of Devotion, which is another book, important book for Vaishnavas. And one of the items of devotional service is that it should be done favorably. Because you can also think about Krishna unfavorably. You can think, oh, Krishna, why are you doing this to me? What have I done? Or something like that. Or you're thinking, oh, this Krishna is too much, just like Duryodhana. He was extreme, he was more extreme, he was thinking, I want to kill Krishna. But he was always thinking about Krishna all the time. For what? For he wants to kill him. Let me send these two wrestlers. What are their names? I don't remember. Chanura and Mustika. Let me send these two heavy guys to smash him up. Let me send this elephant, Kula or something. Long name. Let me send this elephant to crush him, and so on. Just like also Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu, he was always thinking about Krishna's devotee, not Krishna, also Krishna, he was also thinking about Krishna in one sense. That he actually wanted to kill, I think there's a description, is that Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaksha, one of them, was thinking that I want to cut the head off Vishnu. I think it was Hiranyaksha maybe.
That's why Hiranyakashipu won't take the revenge.
Yeah, but there's the specific description that one demon, I think it's Hiranyaksha, he was thinking to cut the head off Vishnu and something like drink his blood. Really, really bad. So you could say, he's Krishna conscious. But no, he's not favorably disposed. So we're chanting Krishna's name, he likes to hear his name, but favorably. Not, we can say we should not come to the temple and be morose. We should not come before Krishna. I have so many problems. And we should come in a jolly mood, and we should want to come to make Krishna happy. So we should dance, we should smile, we should be like Bhakti Markswami, in other words. He's a very good example. Isn't it? I really felt uplifted by his coming here.
Me too.
Yeah, very nice. And he will come back, he said he will come back.
Yeah.
I wrote him a letter where I said that we are very happy and it was very uplifting, and we are very happy that he came. So sometimes we need people from outside to lift us up, isn't it? Because we are together with the same people all the time, and I know this guy, he did that, and
He makes bread.
huh?
He makes bread.
But that's okay, that's not so that's why we have sannyasis, we have preachers. They don't become so implicated in the details or attached to the people or place like people who are always living here, they do. So they have this freshness. They can lift up, say, the mood. But actually, I've been thinking a lot about this. That we can say the revolution we have, because we have a revolution against Krishna. In France, that they love revolutions. There's always revolution here. Now the revolutionists are the Gilets jaunes, the yellow vests. And but our revolution to Krishna is manifested in the way we treat our near and dear ones. It's very easy to, you meet some new devotee who comes from outside. It's very easy to be favorably disposed to him, isn't it? You can show you can be nice in an easy way to people who are from outside. I think it's good also. It helps us to. But then we realize, why am I not so nice to the people that I'm always with? I should be as equally nice to them, isn't it? I thought about that, and our revolution to Krishna, we can measure how much we are revolting against Krishna, how we treat those who we are always with. If we have a lot of quarrels with our near family and friends and devotees, that means we have a quarrel with Krishna. This is my realization. What do you think about that? Is it true or not? Huh?
That would be nice. You just build good relations rather than.
Yeah, because we have this tendency to fight. I mean, generally. Not
Yeah, like a king and his principle, you have to come to that point.
the king and
Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prabhupada, right? King fights with his, sometimes with his associates or peers.
yeah.
That's because that he wants to practice. But we come to the point where Krishna is supreme. And that's when we can have chivalry or this kind of movement. But for now, by this sadhana, we just try to establish Krishna is supreme.
Yeah, we can say the neophyte stage is that you worship Krishna on the altar and you respect Krishna. But the devotees may not respect him in the same way. But the advanced devotee, he sees Krishna in everyone's heart, so that he will not just see, okay, Krishna is in the temple, Krishna is also, especially in his devotees. So yeah, we practice sadhana in the beginning, but when we become a little more advanced, not very advanced, a bit more, then we can also appreciate the devotees. And we should come to that stage. We should always be moving forward. Life is dynamic. Sometimes we get stuck. In some situation we get frozen. And Krishna will give us a sign that, okay, now it's time to move on. Maybe you shouldn't do this anymore, or maybe you should do this, but you should do it differently. Or maybe you should change your behavior. I'm always creating enemies, so maybe I shouldn't do that. Or I'm always offending this person or that person. So let me try to change. And we do that by putting Krishna in the center practically. Here it's very obvious. You come here to the temple, it's very obvious. Who is the king here? Everyone can see. So we physically put Krishna in the center, not just mentally, also physically and mentally. Sometimes you come to some house of devotees or Hindus, and there's an altar there. There's some deities, Krishna is there, but he's packed away in a little cupboard where you can close it conveniently. And sometimes there's a great big fat television right in the middle, it's like the altar. Huge television.
Big screen.
Yeah. But Krishna is there, but over here. So we should put instead of that television, we should put Krishna there. Some practical advice. I don't know if you have seen that. You go to some house programs. So maybe you have some questions, comments?
We have some guests. Maybe it's nice that they came for the full morning program.
Yeah? You understand everything? So we have like a basic philosophy that I didn't mention so much about. We have our basic scripture is Bhagavad Gita. This is a little more advanced. So in the Bhagavad Gita, our basic philosophy is we should understand who we are, that we are actually a spirit soul, and that means that we are not this body. This physical body is just like a covering, and we are also not our mind, our thoughts, our feeling and willing. We are different from these things. We are a pure spirit, eternal soul, with a connection to God. And that is very useful to know, because we know the future of this body. Right? Even if we have very advanced science or technology, they cannot make you live forever. But so the soul, we are eternal, but the body is temporary. The body is full of misery, and the soul is full of bliss. So that's very important to understand, first of all, that we should not just try to satisfy our bodily demands. That will be done. That's no problem. That will be done automatically. But we should try to satisfy the real, the soul. We can say the bird in the cage. Sometimes we have this analogy. You polish the cage is very nice and shiny, you forget to feed the bird. So we have a civilization, the modern Western civilization especially, is not feeding the bird, it's just polishing the cage, the body. So we can never become happy unless we feed the soul spiritually. That's what we need to understand. Do you have any questions, comments? Any of you? Don't have to. You can just stop. Yeah?
You're talking about fighting. I remember one Swami said, of course, he's a Swami, so it's not like consciousness is different, but also sometimes devotees fight between themselves. I mean, they have, because maybe they want to do something better for Krishna, or they have differences of what is best. And so I'm just questioning, maybe sometimes it's natural that devotees fights, but of course it has to stay healthy, not going too far.
Healthy fighting.
No, sometimes we need also, it helps us to know where we are. Also, sometimes when we have a disagreement with someone, it can make us realize some things. Sometimes we don't realize just when everything is nice. It may help us to correct also and be.
Well, we should have, there are persons who are, we can say they are in a position that they can correct us. So we should be in a position where we can be corrected by the right person. Not that everybody fights. I think this. I think that. This is my opinion. Let's just have a fight. There are some people who are in an authorized position. They can correct other people if necessary. Not that they have to do it all the time. And that's very helpful to avoid fighting also. Because you respect the seniors, the more advanced devotees, and if you do that, just like a father, we accept Krishna as our father, then the brothers, they can also live peacefully if they serve the father. then the father will take care of whatever problems there are. So maybe we need some kind of father figure. We need somebody who will solve the problems, who will help us to solve the problems, so that we don't have to fight, but we have to accept that person's authority, and that's maybe the real problem sometimes. I remember David, he said, he was stating that our most difficult situation in Vaishnava, respecting Vaishnava etiquette, is between equals. Maybe for some people it is, but I think for some people the difficulty is in respecting seniors. I think it's individual. He was saying that it's mostly between juniors, but why don't you respect it between juniors? Maybe also because you don't respect the senior. Because if you follow what the senior says, then he will say, don't fight with your brother. The father will say like that, stop fighting with your brother, stop hitting your brother, give him a hug. Isn't it?
It's a science. I mean, not everyone can do it. I mean, of course, sometimes it's hard to accept authority and everyone has their ego.
Mm.
You know, also, I mean, because I don't want to say what I'm going to say. Because sometimes you can make it more easy as authority, you can make it, of course, person have responsibility, you should learn. So you can make it more easy. But if persons stay in the place of authorities because they are proper, right? But sometimes authority is not.
Yeah, yeah. You have to find the right authority. But if you're sincere, you will find the sincere authority. If you're not sincere, you will find an authority who is less sincere. So you get what you deserve. We always complain about authorities, but we get the authority that we have deserved, and we should more or less try to get along with that, and just try to be peaceful in Krishna consciousness. And you may see that your authority even has some faults. We are just human beings. But you should always focus on the good things in people. So you should also, you should not try to find fault. Fault finding is like the flies. They go to the wound immediately. That's where they want to go. You should be like the honeybee. Goes right to the nectar, right to the flower. So we can see the good things in everyone, juniors, seniors, and somehow we will fit in the whole picture. If we think like that, we try to be as nice as we can, find the Krishna sends persons to us also. We have to accept that. I think Krishna sends persons that we deserve, whether it be a husband, a wife, temple president, guru. Krishna is sending these persons. And you have to see the specific situation. I'm just speaking in general.
No, it's just general Krishna.
Yeah.
Not personal.
Anything else? Where do you come from?
Paris.
Paris. You live there?
Yeah. I'm from India.
Yes.
But,
I can see
Paris
that.
for last 6 years. Yeah.
And you stayed there for a long time?
Yeah, almost 6 years now.
Okay. Doing IT? Something like that?
Part IT, more in finance. So.
Finance. Gujarati?
No. Marwari, more from Rajasthan area.
Okay. Because Gujaratis are good businessmen. You stayed for some days here? 1 week?
Yeah, I came yesterday. I'm leaving today. Today.
You're leaving today?
Yeah.
Okay.
coming again.
Yes. He was nice with you, Lothar.
Huh?
He was nice with you. He was treating you nicely.
Okay.
I didn't meet him yet. I just saw him.
Oh, you didn't know. Okay. No, he's very nice. I'm joking. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Oh. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai.